assured us this product is 100% human safe, eco-friendly, sustainable, age-free toxic waste. And you know what? Why wouldn't we believe them? Just gonna go ahead and shove my hand in there. It's thick. Ooh. And look at that. Completely unharmed, this product may not be 100% human safe.
Let's ruin our lives.
Getting pissed at high tides, chewing up like cyanide. Please don't revive. Let's ruin our lives. Some pills in acid, nails in my casket. That's unromantic. To just ruin our lives.
それじゃあビデオ見てもらいます。寝んなよ。
Hello everybody, this is Let's Ruin Our Lives. Welcome back. Thank you for watching. I am Joshua Hensley. Today I have a very special guest from the realm of film, I'd like to say. We have artist, artisan, actress, screen printer, official Tromette of the Troma universe, Microdosia, also known as her real name, Jessi Pearl Hermes. Welcome on, Jessi. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Again, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate that. So you work with the legendary Troma production movie company. How did that come about?
Last year, I went to a brewery and they were having a screening of Eating Miss Campbell, which is Liam's movie.
Okay.
And he was there, Lloyd was there, Toxie and Sarah were there.
Nice.
And I went with some friends, and the last couple months before that, I had been getting a Toxic Avenger tattoo.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so I did the meet and greet and got photos and stuff, and then after that I was like, Lloyd, can I show you something? And he was like, oh. So I just pulled down my pants and I showed him my leg tattoo, and he's like, oh.
Nice.
And then he immediately was like, hey, can I take a video of this? And so he took this little video and gave me his card and was like, email me and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, great.
Yeah.
And
wow.
So I emailed him and he sent me that, and then he invited me to come to Wasteland, which was the next month.
Wow.
And
Lloyd goes to that? Wow.
What?
I'm surprised.
Well, he hadn't been in 10 years or something.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it was just very coincidental, and
wow.
So that was crazy. And yeah, I met him there, and he had told me to dress up, so I came with a wig and blood all over my face and stuff. Nice. And I show up, and he doesn't recognize me.
Oh.
And nobody there knows who I am or why I'm there. But they were obviously she has a ticket. He told Troma Dan to set aside a ticket for this girl named Jessi.
Okay.
And so they were I don't know. And so then Mike Fink, he comes up to me and he's like, hey, so who invited you here? And I'm like, Lloyd invited me.
Right,
and he's like, oh. And he's talking to Lloyd, and he's like, yeah, you invited her. And he's like, but I look completely different, so I understand why you recognize me. But
sure.
yeah, and since then, plus I show up there and everyone's like, oh, I've seen pictures of you. You had your pants down in front of Lloyd.
Yeah.
So nice. I was already kind of infamous for, exposing myself to Lloyd.
I'm in true Troma fashion, right?
Yeah, and it was great, and he loved it, and yeah, it was
nice.
It was a great first meeting with Lloyd for sure.
That is pretty epic, I gotta say. That's cool. For those who don't know, Wasteland is that post-apocalyptic gathering, right? Music festival. Are we talking about the same one?
Wasteland is a movies and memorabilia expo,
I was
and
way off.
it's near Cleveland. Yeah, no, it's a
okay.
super low key event. Like all the vendors that are there are like always the same vendors,
okay.
and like it's a very cool event where you can get some pretty neat stuff. Actually, the last one, which was just a few weeks ago, it was Mark Torgel and all the other like teens from the original Toxic Avenger. They were all having like a reunion
Nice.
meet and greet thing, so they were all
That's
there.
rad.
And Lloyd was supposed to be there, but then like he had to go to Prague to support his daughter in the Occupy Cans premiere. So
right.
he
Okay.
didn't make it.
Oh wow, that's pretty rad though. Have you been like a lifelong Troma fan, or when did you get into Troma?
I wouldn't say I'm a lifelong fan. Definitely, probably early 2000s when like Poultry Guys came out. That was the first Troma movie I ever saw.
Nice,
and it
good
came
intro.
out around. I mean, yeah, it's a fantastic movie.
It is, yeah. The songs
and
are
it came
so funny.
out. Thanksgiving came out, I think.
Okay.
So like it went hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I didn't necessarily know who Troma was at the time. And then probably 10 years ago, I actually got into the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I was like, how have I love like weird cult movies that like, you know, everyone's like, oh God, this fucking man. Like, those are usually the movies that I love.
Yeah, same here, for sure. That's
so
rad.
like, yeah, it was right up my alley, and I just and so obviously after binging all of the Toxic Avengers, I was like, oh, I need to know more about like movies by this director.
Right.
So I was more a fan of like Lloyd, I think, than Troma, but a lot of other movies that I really enjoy, Troma either has the rights to or they help, you know, in the production or distribution of those movies. So
yeah, definitely.
Indirectly, yes, I kind of have been a fan of Troma my whole life.
Yeah, I found out recently, or a couple months ago, that Troma was the first American production company to distribute My Neighbor Totoro, the anime by Studio Ghibli. Yeah.
No, I knew about that.
Yeah, which is my son's favorite movie, coincidentally, and I love Troma so much. And if it wasn't for Troma, it wouldn't be as popular as it is today in the States. So I think that's super cool.
That's super awesome.
I'm here to ask questions about you, but I am interested in, so since like punk rock is so kind of like a niche within Troma, did Lloyd do that on purpose, or did it just sort of happen that way?
It just kind of, I think, happened that way because those are generally the people who are just drawn to like what he's doing.
Right.
So yeah, because I mean there are people that, you know, have not necessarily fit that aesthetic that have gone through Troma, but I don't feel those are the people that use, I think, Troma as a tool in or a stepping stone in their career versus like somewhere where they're gonna hang out and just exist forever, you know.
For sure, like James Gunn or Eli Roth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How crazy all these super famous like actors and directors got their start with Troma. It blows my mind.
It's insane.
Yeah. So you do acting yourself, correct?
Yes. I mean, I have been in a couple of movies. I've only had speaking lines in one.
Okay.
And that was a kind of I wasn't supposed to initially, and then they kind of threw it on me like as we were like about to film.
Yeah.
So I was nervous about that, but
what movie was that?
That was Killer Cox.
Oh, okay. Is that a Troma movie, or is that what? I don't think I've heard of it.
I don't know if the director is affiliated with Troma, but I'm not sure that they are the production company for the movie.
For sure. But that's cool though. That's cool. That must have been pretty nerve-wracking to just get that line thrown on you. Do you remember what the line was?
Just supposed to be me and Mike, True 80s Baby. Yeah. And then there was like a bunch of other people who showed up just to be background. And then like you know, we were just gonna film it on like a tripod, and then there was actually a guy who was like, "Oh, I'm gonna film it," and then he was like, "And you have speaking, like you have to speak," and I was like, "Oh yeah," so it was a lot, and then you know we only did one take, and then you know afterwards I was like, "Man, I wish we kind of would have like done a second one." He said the first one was fine, but I don't know.
Do you aspire to do like full parts in movies, or what are your aspirations with film?
I mean, I would definitely, I think, like to have a role in something, definitely not like a leading role, but like, you know, just a cool bit part. But I think where I would flourish more is probably on the production side of things or directing. Not writing. I mean, I can write, but it's not something I feel like I'm great at.
Sure, it's a lot.
But I love, you know, like being on camera or like, you know, thinking of ideas.
Yeah, the stuff that, you know, obviously I follow you on Instagram. The stuff that you make is, like I said, weird and delightfully so.
Thank you.
So I'd say you definitely have like an eye for film. When did you know that you wanted to sort of pursue like production or just making the awesome, crazy, weird stuff that you do?
Earlier this year, thinking about that, I would have said 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Is when I started like making videos, but I had been like digitizing these old tapes from my camera I had when I was like 12 years old.
Nice.
And I had found this interview with my grandpa where he's giving me the camera and he's because I don't even really remember this, but I said like, you know, I wanted to make a documentary with it, and that's why he was giving it to me.
Nice.
And at that time, I was 12. And, you know, so it was like, there was so many things where I was like, oh, I like don't want him to see this, so I'm going to rewind and just tape over that part. So there's a lot of like small things that are like filmed in between things that are happening. And it just, because there's no way I would have had the capability to edit film
for sure.
At any point, probably. Even currently, like it. Now that I can digitize it and just, you know, do it on the computer, I've decided like I'm going to digitize all that, and then I'm still friends with all the people that are still in it.
Oh, okay, nice.
And so I want to interview them now and like talk to them about the things that we have on camera together.
That's neat.
And make an actual documentary that I'm going to show my grandpa.
Yeah.
And it'll just have been like 20 years in the making.
Sure, yeah. Is your grandpa like an inspiration in that aura, or just like sort of in general to you?
Oh yeah, I mean he's a very artistic guy. Like he loves painting, but in his career he worked for Procter and Gamble in like commercials and stuff.
Oh wow. Like an ad man or
yeah,
nice.
And advertising, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's always kind of been supportive in me, like whatever creative endeavor that I've wanted to pursue, just because, you know, and especially now, like he's, you know, older and less like straight-laced. He has a ponytail and tattoos, so, you know.
That's cool.
He's not necessarily looking for me to be able to apply these to like a corporate job that would make money, you know. He likes that I'm exploring, you know, my whatever creative or just curiosities in the media.
Yeah, okay.
So
right on. Do you work with NKY Films?
So I know Ricky.
Yeah. Shout out Ricky.
And I was he was at that initial screening I had gone to, but I didn't know who he was really or anything. But when Sweetmeats premiered, Lloyd had told me, because he was coming to the premiere at the Esquire here. He was like, hey, can you make like a video promoting the event? And I was like, okay.
Nice.
So you can probably kind of see I made that mask in the background.
Oh, sick.
For the premiere.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I made a video to promote, and then I met him at the premiere because I was a person who like drove Lloyd around because he wanted to go to Horror Hound earlier that day. So I had to drive him to Horror Hound, and then we hung out there. And the lead singer, Corey
Taylor?
Taylor. Oh. Yeah, he wanted to meet Lloyd, and so we were taking Lloyd to meet him, but then we got to his table and he wasn't there. But he'd come to the Troma booth looking for Lloyd, but Lloyd wasn't there.
Oh, that's funny.
So I was like, that was a bummer. I couldn't have got to meet him. But then, we went to the premiere of Sweetmeats, and
that must have been great.
Yes. Yeah. It's just like taking video and just like stuff, like content of the event. And then, I made another video promotion just of like everything that happened at the event. And I don't know, I think Ricky liked that stuff. So he wants me to be a part of like his next projects, especially just because geographically we are very close.
Right. Yeah. So you're in Ohio, I'm assuming? Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I've interviewed Ricky and Nick Hyance twice now. So I got to see Sweetmeats like before it premiered. But I only saw the pre-final edit. Like there's like no music except for like the musical parts, and it's kind of like grainy. I don't know where I was going with that. I think you said Mike from True 80s Baby. He actually hit me up right before we started about like an hour ago saying, "Have fun, Jessi is the absolute best." So thought I'd pass that on.
Funny.
Yeah. So obviously I did, snooping on your social media. Edward Wong Howe Pepelu Tiveruski IV from Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, so you sent me that, and that was the only thing on. I was like, what the hell is that? And I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did not even remember that was like her full name or whatever.
Right,
so it's like it's either Edward or Radical Edward, and I was like. I'm like, am I gonna have to know is this like some world leader?
Right. No. So, are you a Cowboy Bebop fan? I take it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Nice. I mean, I'm not super into anime anymore, but I'm very nostalgically attached to the ones that I was a fan of when I was growing up.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. I didn't get into Cowboy Bebop till I was like 18, 19 years old. So like 20 years ago. And I love it. I put it on for my son this morning, and he seemed to enjoy it. I tried to skip all the most violent like episodes, but in what way did you relate to Ed? For those who don't know, Ed, Radical Edward from Cowboy Bebop is like this genius computer hacker 14-year-old, I guess, maybe younger girl who lives with bounty hunters on their ship. They're space-bound bounty hunters, for those not listening. What about Ed? Because she's such a funny character. She really takes away a lot of the tension from that show.
And that's what I think. I just the very bubbly, like light-hearted, energy, and then just she wore those goggles. So I had goggles that and it's like a little tech quiz.
Right.
And I was just I'd be trying to take my mom's desktop apart.
Oh, nice.
I was I try to figure out how it worked. I'm gonna be just like her.
Cool, nice.
I was just a tomboy, so that aesthetic fit me more than how they would portray 10 to 14-year-old girl in a cartoon.
For sure. Are you pretty technically savvy with electronics and stuff?
Not anymore. Technology has progressed too far to where I'm playing so much catch up. Even just the hardwire in my PC, like I said earlier, because I was just complaining at work, and the 20-year-old's just oh, why don't you do this? And he's oh, but you need at least the Cat 6 cable or blah blah blah, or else
Oh, by the way, You're welcome!
Even just, figuring out, like, Twitch, like, the OBS studios and stuff, and Pro, I'm just like, okay, I know how to Google how to do something, so I was like, it's just a lot of that, I think, and I'm just like, oh, well, I'm just an idiot, I guess, so.
No, not at all. Honestly, those skills make you more than qualified for Geek Squad. I used to work at the Geek Squad call center. It was all just Googling stuff and, like, manuals, so.
I mean, I have a basic understanding of how things, work internally, to where it's just like, okay, you know, you have this or that, and, like, you know, electronically, like electrical, like I could figure out, like, okay, I need to rewire a plug, like I can do that.
That's pretty good.
But then it's like when it comes to like operating systems and stuff, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm totally unfamiliar with this until you know really dive into it.
For sure, yeah. Do you have a favorite government conspiracy?
I think that that the government, or you know, the man is wants certain movies, TV shows, and things to not be accessible to the general. Like, I mean, that may be with the new woke culture that, or whatever, that, you know, they've defined certain things as acceptable anymore. But some, like, certain things that I don't think fit in that box of like be deemed like obviously unacceptable.
For sure.
I think that they want, like, okay, so there is, do you remember a show that was on Oxygen called Talk Sex with Sue Johansson?
No, I don't.
Okay, there was this like old ass lady, and she would like debut these like sex toys and like just give sex health education. Like people would call in.
That does sound familiar. Yeah.
It was just like, I remember one episode, some guy calls in and asks if he doesn't have condoms, if he can use a sandwich bag as a condom. She's just like, I would think the corner of the bag would, like, you know, maybe be an issue. And it's like, and Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so these are shows that you are not able to buy the entirety of. You can only buy DVDs that are the best of. And even, I think those are almost very hard to come by at this point.
Wow. That's surprising.
And, I know. And they're also like movies and stuff. Nothing that's coming off the top. And, what is it? Jiminy Glick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They've been kind of bringing that back. Like, you cannot find that anywhere. Episodes.
So
there's a movie.
So you think they're like...
I don't understand.
Do you think they're like suppressing that because it was so, like, by today's standards, offensive?
I don't know. Well, those are, like, that's what I'm saying. Those things I don't think can be deemed as, like, oh, obviously offensive, or, like, you know, there'd be something wrong with it. That's why it seems strange to me, or just that they're expressing ideas that they're no longer comfortable with having just floating out there.
Interesting.
And so I don't know. I don't know. That's just
That's
something that because I torrent a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And just because I like to have a digital database of like anything and everything that I could want to watch ever. So I don't have to defer to a streaming service.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, there are a lot of things that I've had trouble finding.
That's interesting.
Which is,
because I mean, Celebrity Deathmatch was so popular when it was at its heyday. Like, people really looked forward to it. I don't think it could exist in today's social climate, because it's literally about celebrities murdering each other in like these super brutal, over the top fashions. Now that would, I could see people being like very offended by that unnecessarily, because obviously it's just satire, having fun. That's something that I love about Troma, is the dedication to what people would call gratuitous. You know, like we'll just put in blood and nudity just for the sake of it because of the shock value. Like that's what's so
Yeah.
cool, you know. It's, that's interesting. Do you want to hear my conspiracy?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
so I used to be more into conspiracies as I've aged. Like I'm just sort of like numb to all of it. But with the way things are, I'm becoming more, I don't know, back to my like punk anarchist self or whatever. But I have this idea that the governments of the world, especially the United States, act in such a, what would be the word, like bizarre and over the top way of portraying their oppression, that, and this kind of applies to like all rulers across all time, that maybe there is a secret cabal of people who control the world, but their end goal is really to get us to revolt against them, that they keep throwing in all these twists and turns or whatever because they want to see people rise up. Obviously, there's such a huge division. I don't think my conspiracy is very valid now that I think about it, like a division between the people. But you know what I mean? Like they make things so like difficult for people that they want us to like achieve our real selves by like overthrowing them. I don't know.
Maybe. Okay, so I don't know necessarily because I'm somebody who, like, I will listen. Like, my coworker is very into conspiracy theories, and I have no political, like, it doesn't at all
Sure.
do anything for me.
Yeah.
But he has been talking a lot about how immigration of Muslims and I'm not informed at all, so I'm going
I'm
to
not either.
butcher
Yeah.
what he
Sure.
relayed to me. But something about the mayor or the mayor-elect in New York being Muslim.
Oh yeah.
And
Mamdani. Yeah.
yeah, he's like, doing the prayers over the loudspeakers and
Oh.
this and that. And he's very concerned that the U.S. is going to be taken over by Muslims, and that he keeps telling me I'm going to lose my rights as a woman and all this stuff. And I was like, he's like, it's happening in England or the UK or like this and that. Like there's like less than 3% of white people in schools over there.
That's not
and
true.
I'm like, I'm so uninformed. I'm just like, don't you think you might be blowing this out of? And then just in my core, just knowing Trump in America, just and me stereotyping, it's just like, okay, if you really think that would happen, there's enough Americans who would be passionate enough about it not happening. We would just throw those people in internment camps and mass deport them.
Right.
Like, there's no way that the U.S. is going to become like, I don't know. It's just crazy. So that's the only thing that I could see is that, like, okay, Trump is, like, letting all this happen so the American people, like, are just like, no, we've had enough. We're closing the borders and, like, blah, 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 blah.
I think you should share with your coworker a bit of world information I'd like to share with you real quick. If it wasn't for the Muslims taking over such a huge part of Europe, America wouldn't exist. There would have been no Renaissance, no golden age of science in Europe, because at the time that the Muslim took over Europe, however, that was like 700, 800 years ago or something, like the Europeans were all just living in these like king, queen, feudal states, constantly warring with each other, no knowledge of math or science or really religion. Like the Muslims were the ones who heavily touted like the spreading of knowledge, and especially of like science and history. And if it wasn't for them bringing that over to Europe, you could definitely say that the United States and the concepts that we have about like democracy and freedom, none of that would exist. I kind of totally butchered that, but you don't need to tell him that. It's
I'll
okay.
say, so what he's mostly like basing this off of is the fact that he's not speaking on all Muslims, but
Right.
Muslim extremists
Right.
who
Jihad?
Iran or somewhere. Like he was like, oh, you know, Iran back in
Oh, yeah.
the 80s, like it used to look like Miami. Like none
True.
of the women were in like burqas and
True.
like
Yeah.
and you know, and then this religious extremist group like took over, and you know, like
Yeah,
that's
the
more
Shah.
of what he's like, and I don't know.
Sure.
And again,
That's
I'm
also
not
that's also
informed.
partially America's fault because we put that dictator in place. But let's not talk about politics.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm just like, I don't
For sure.
like that. So he listens to a lot of podcasts,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
thinks
yeah.
that asteroid or whatever that's
Oh,
coming
right.
is a spaceship, and
Right. That'd be cool.
you know, I mean, I don't know. He thinks that they're gonna judge us on how we've decided to use technology
Oh.
or something.
Interesting.
And yeah, yeah, exactly. So there's this whole.
Do you?
That's why I'm just like, I have no grasp of what politics really is. I'm listening to this guy who thinks spaceship's coming and
For
Elon
sure.
Musk is going to flag him down.
Do you believe in aliens?
I think that it is. It's dumb to think that we're the most intelligent life
Right.
form in the universe or the galaxy, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't have any idea what these life forms would look like or what
Right.
capabilities they have.
Okay, cool. So you seem like a very grounded person. You're focusing on like what's in front of you and what
Yeah,
you're doing.
I'm gonna.
right?
I'm
That's good.
about so I can physically touch and change.
For sure.
and
That's
not,
healthy. That way you don't get all
Yeah.
furious all the time about things you don't know.
Exactly. That's what it's like. Yeah. Do I want to be committed to being mad and worried about who my,
Right.
you know, governor is and what they're doing? Like, no. I'm just
For
gonna
sure.
worry about what the guy down the street's doing.
For sure. Right on. Yeah, same here. You know, I'm a father, so all my attention is on my kid. It's just lately with the way Trump is, it's infuriating. Or not even infuriating, just like sad. But Hunter S. Thompson, not political. I noticed that you had like a cosplay of Hunter S. Thompson. Is he an inspiration or hero, whatever you want to call it?
I think that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is one of the more accurate like depictions of what psychedelic.
Totally.
I mean, I haven't done most of the drugs that
Right.
they do in that movie, but
sure.
you know, just the acid, mushrooms, you know.
Same, yeah.
So I appreciate that, and just the. I mean, I love Johnny Depp
Oh, for
also.
sure. That movie is incredible. I've seen it probably
it's
1,000
fantastic.
times. Yeah, it's great. One of my
Yeah.
favorite, top 3 for sure. Do you have a favorite stand-up comedian?
I'm a big fan of Tom Segura.
Okay.
But there's a lot of like probably greener comedians
Okay.
that I've watched daily.
Yeah. Like who?
I see, and that's I can't. I probably
Yeah.
can't even name any of them. They're just like reels that come up on
Oh,
my.
okay. Yeah.
Facebook.
Are you familiar with the Legion of Skanks?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Big J.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
He is very hilarious.
Zach Amico, obviously.
Yeah,
he's
definitely.
hilarious as well.
Yeah, I went to Skankfest last year, and I was there when Ari Shafir defecated on stage at Kill Tony. I was like 10 feet away. That was gnarly. Yeah. Would you ever go to Skankfest? That's not a very good endorsement, but it was a good time other than that,
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, I have a handful of friends who are big fans
Yeah.
of the podcast. And I think I would probably go once just to see what it's about.
For sure. It's intense. It's like a music festival, but for comedy. So, like, a lot of the times you're standing watching stand-up, and that's kind of odd. And there's people tripping balls, obviously. Like, it's not like a normal comedy festival. I'd recommend it. A lot of freaks and weirdos, you know. people like us, if you don't mind me saying.
I totally get it.
Yeah. So what was cocaine and chlorine? Was that a thing? Was that a movie? Or was that like...
Okay, so maybe it could be a movie one day.
Okay. Yeah.
So we were at Wasteland, and I took acid. And okay, first of all, this guy Sean Fennick, he has, I don't know what he's calling it. It's Patches from the Crypt or Frightful Nightmares, whatever.
Okay.
He sells patches, and he goes and vends at all these conventions and stuff.
Okay.
But he had mentioned, he was like, I brought my swim trunks, we're going to get in the pool. And I was like, hell yeah. I was like, I didn't bring my swimsuit, but I'll find something.
Yeah.
And there's probably like 5 of us. And I'm trying, like, who's getting in the pool? Who's getting in the pool? I'm standing in my bathing suit. I was like, who's getting in the pool? So eventually I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to go get in the pool. And luckily my friend's daughter was nice enough to just like sit outside the pool. She was reading a book and just hanging out because no one else would get in the pool. And Mike, true 80s baby, and this other guy Michael, they went out to smoke, and there had been some guy just like splashing around in the deep end, but there was like this pillar to where like, and it was like an L-shaped pool to where like I couldn't really see this person, but I could hear them splashing intermittently. And I like am talking to my friend's daughter, and I'm just like, I was bringing up Nicole Kidman's and whatever's divorce, and there was a cocaine clause in their divorce, and I was like, hey, did you hear about the cocaine clause? And this guy's like, hey, you guys want some cocaine? And I was like, no.
Brazen.
What is it in your pocket? Like your swim trunks? Like, he's like, I'm just trying to bring everybody together. And he starts going on this tangent about how everyone's in front of the hotel, but they need to be in the pool area. And he's like, where's the party at? And I'm like, it's out front. Like, that's why we're in here.
Right.
And he's just like going on, and he's like, look. And then like he's the rope that divides like the deep end from the shallow end. He's like twirling around on that. And then he goes under, and he's just like splashing, and I look over at my friend's daughter, and I'm like, I'm not saving him. And I just get out of the pool and grab my things, and like he makes his way to the edge of the pool, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
That's bizarre.
It was so weird. I was like, what did this guy think? Like, I'm going to pretend to drown, and she's going to, like, come save me. I'm like, no, I did not sign up for that.
That's so weird.
There's no lifeguard on duty. That's on you, dude.
So he was, like, wasted, or?
No, he was so hammered.
Yeah,
he was, like, could barely form sentences.
Wow. That's so funny.
Oh my god. And so we run out, and we run into these guys, and I'm telling him about it, and he's like, wait a minute. And this guy pulls out a picture, and he's like, did he look like this? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh my god, we were talking to that guy earlier. If he had cocaine.
Wow.
No. And so they're like, yeah, we're gonna go find this guy. And so they go in there, and they like confront him, and they're like, hey buddy. And he's like in there hanging on the rope, and they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, just thinking about stuff. I'm like,
nice.
And so they're like, did you offer some girls cocaine?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. He's like, did I have cocaine? No, but I was just trying to bring everybody together. They're just like, you can't do that, dude. You need to get out of the pool. Like, you're done. And so, yeah, they just like made him like go up to his room, and and it was just funny. We were talking about just like, oh, we could turn this into like a movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
And just
Yeah,
make it like more dramatic.
so funny. At least he was honest.
Well, yeah, but he was just like such a like I don't know, he was pushing it to where I was like, the fact that I was like, yeah, man, like the party's outside, like I don't know why you're trying to convince me.
Yeah.
And then my friend, he was like, told the one guy, he's like, yeah, that other girl is my fucking daughter.
Ugh,
He's only
right,
like
yeah.
21 or something. And so he's like, oh my God, like if I had known, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it was fine. Like he was not like a threat, but like if we were not taking this super lightheartedly,
Yeah,
like,
for
as
sure.
we were at it, like this guy could have got fucked up.
For
like,
sure, yeah. Good way to get arrested too. You never know, like who's an undercover or whatever. I would love to know what that
just
guy's.
like he was obviously, he would have gotten a drunk or disturbing the peace or
for sure.
something just for being so drunk. Let
Right.
alone like, okay, you actually have cocaine on you, dude. Like,
Right. Did you ever get his backstory? Like find out why he was there, or?
So the guy who went to confront him, he was like, this is the first time. He's like, I know him from social media, but this is the first time I'm meeting him. And but apparently he was going, I've been coming here the last 10 years and they never have anybody in the pool. Like, I was like, okay. Like in the pool. Like,
okay. So he's like an overzealous fan with
but he
no
also
social
looks
boundaries.
like he was like 20 years old. Like he had a
wow.
baby face, but was like, I don't know. It was weird. He looked like the son from 2.5 Men when he turns into like a teenager. And he has the longer hair.
Yeah. Well, I wish him well. If you're watching this guy, don't repeat those actions. So so would you consider yourself like a cosplayer? Because I know you in your videos you're like dressing up and with all this like blood and ooze and wigs. Would you consider yourself to be in the realm of cosplay?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm never, I think, really cosplaying anything specific.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because like a lot of these characters, or however you would describe what you're doing, they seem to be like original creations. Like.
Yeah, like I mean, I'll base it kind of off of something, but yeah, I don't think I have cosplayed Frankenhooker.
Yeah.
And Beetlejuice.
I saw that. Great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love Frankenhooker, obviously. It's such a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, but yeah, besides that, I'm not sure I've necessarily cosplayed something that was like a specific character.
Right.
So that's why I'm also on the fences whether that is considered cosplay, but
right, yeah.
It does. If anything, yeah, I put a lot of effort into playing dress up. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's super cool. A few years ago for Halloween, I was going to be a Jedi Mandalorian hybrid, right? And I was like, fuck it. I had just got an inheritance. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go full cosplay, see what happens, just for my son or whatever. So I bought like off of, I think, Etsy, like a leather chest piece, like leather armor chest piece or whatever. Yeah. But then when I put it on, I had gained so much weight during the pandemic that like I couldn't get it off. So I was like having a panic attack, like telling myself not to freak out. Have you ever had any like, so you work with like all this like fake blood and like the toxic waste or ooze is what I like to call it. Have you ever had like a mishap while doing your videos?
Yeah, for sure. There is currently fake blood stains on my ceiling and my
nice.
in my closet.
Cool.
Yeah, you misjudge the,
right.
where you're aiming. Thing full of blood, and it just. But also, besides that, I've definitely made messes that I did not intend to. Mm-hmm. But I don't think, I've ever had necessarily a wardrobe malfunction that's been, concerning.
Sure. The The ooze stuff that you use, what is it, and where do you get it?
Wait, so
Or like the toxic waste, like I think in your last
okay,
video, one of
so
your last ones.
depends on what. Okay, the last video, I'm pretty sure that was just it might have just been food coloring, water, and flour.
Oh wow, okay. You made it?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh nice.
And but
Oh
there was another video I did where I bought. It was something that was supposed to be like green slime,
yeah.
which when I like mixed it, it kind of just felt like it was Jello mix.
Okay.
So that was like not as it wasn't slimy like I
Right.
wanted it to, but it was oozy.
Okay.
And then there was another one that I tried. They sell like it's powdered veterinary lube.
Oh. Ugh.
And so you just mix that with water and
Yeah.
put food coloring in it.
Oh.
And
Clever.
so it's just green lube.
Wow. How did you learn
And
all
that
this
one
stuff?
is the texture of that one is
Yeah.
it's gross.
It
Like,
sounds
it's
gross. Yeah.
it's gross and it's on there.
Like, how did you learn all this stuff? Are you like teaching yourself? Or?
I mean, it's just trial and error, kind of
That's
like
cool.
the lube one was my own, because we used it for puppet porn.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yeah, just add green food coloring, and now it's slime. Like,
Nice.
great.
Oh, that's clever.
Um,
Okay. Huh. You're like a scientist.
So a lot of it, yeah, just like playing around with stuff. Like, why not? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Okay. I forgot. I wanted to ask you more about production on films and stuff. We'll wrap up soon here. And again, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you're having a good time. So I want to make movies. I have no idea how. As somebody who aspires to make movies, what advice would you give me in terms of like production and directing and that sort of thing, filming? Like the closest I've come to, I don't know if you saw it, I made like a little commercial for NKY Films for their new films. I just filmed like myself from here and then from here, and I said NKY Films has 2 new films. No way. And that's like the closest I've come to making anything like that.
Okay, so I mean, if you're talking, I mean, making like an actual production, like whether it's feature length or short.
Yeah.
I mean, crowdfunding seems to be like, if you don't already have funds,
Right.
very important.
I do not. Not at all.
And making, not like, I don't know what necessarily you think that you're proficient in and what you would.
I'm a writer.
Okay.
I'm a writer, and I think I have a good eye for things, and I've been binging horror movies for like 2-3 years now. I want to make a horror movie. I have an idea for like a sci-fi horror romance comedy,
Okay.
and I want to do that. Yeah.
All right. So I would stress the importance of lighting
Yeah.
and I mean lighting for sure, just because I feel like that makes or breaks whether your
True.
shot looks good. It could be a fantastic scene with fantastic acting and
Right.
background and set design, but
True.
if the lighting looks like shit, then it's
That's true.
a shit scene.
That's especially true with like indie films. Like they kind of make or break it for me if it's not lit well. It's like this looks so bad, where you can't even pay attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's also it's so visually distracting
Yeah,
if you're
for
lighting and color correction.
Mm-hmm.
Color correction is also a big thing, which I feel like you can only do so much color correction if you're lighting shit. So
Right.
again, but that and making sure you're not taking on too much as like one person, because I know when I film things, a lot of times I will get just wrapped up in the details so much that I can't like stand back and actually
Right.
like look at what's happening.
Right.
So delegating to the right people is also going to be your friend.
Okay.
And making sure that, you're delegating to people who can handle the responsibilities and have,
Right.
the knowledge to do so, to where I feel like in a lot of indie productions that I've seen like the last couple of years while hanging around with Troma, that a lot of people will pick someone to do something at the beginning, like before a production starts, and then as soon as it gets like a week or two in, like major people are being like replaced because like they aren't able or willing to do the things that they need to like make the production happen.
Right.
And I don't know, there is a lot of like just, I don't know if it's fakeness or people just wanting to boost their ego by saying they can do things that they might not be able to handle.
For sure.
But yeah, there's a lot of people who say that they're one thing, and then you end up finding out like, they're just a kind of good actor, but they can't follow through.
For sure. Good points. Yeah. Those are good points. Thank you. Yeah. Unfortunately, everyone who wants to make movies with me, we're all in 3 different states, so I don't know how we're gonna make that happen. But I'll pass.
And sometimes that's just like a time and crowdfunding thing where it's like, okay, it's just not something we're gonna be able to do within the next like 3 years. So you just put your time into writing and just like getting your script and all of that, your screenplay just like hammered out to where or even just like shot lists or anything pre-production that you can do that doesn't cost money.
Right. Okay, good point. Yeah.
You should just like do to death before you even get to like considering going into production.
For sure. Good point. So patience, I'd say, would be key then when making film.
That's one thing I have a very hard time with is like also why the concept is difficult for me to conceive of like, okay, I want to write and direct this movie. Like it's gonna take like years, like just to like get to the point where production can maybe happen. Right. And that just seems totally overwhelming for me. So I'd rather just, until I feel passionate enough about something to want to do that, like I'll just help other people make their shit.
For sure. Nothing wrong with that. Psychedelics. Best trip. I love hearing about people's best psychedelic trips, whether acid or mushrooms or both. I took acid and mushrooms at the same time once, and I saw the whole world roll up into a grain of sand, and that was pretty cool. And then, all the epiphanies and stuff. Those are like a bonus, if you ask me.
I don't think I can talk about my best trip.
Okay, whatever you're comfortable with.
But, whatever. So, on set of Lloyd's latest movie, Power Positive Murder, it was a day or 2, maybe 3 before. It was the maybe 3rd or 2nd to last day of shooting, and took acid.
Nice.
And Lloyd was doing a scene where he's up on this like vaulted roof and just like has a rope tied around him.
That's dangerous.
And oh my gosh, and he's doing this scene, and it was nerve-wracking.
I'm sure.
But I was like, there was stuff happening all day, and then I kept telling like these couple people, they were down working on something in the woods, and I was like, hey, like it's about to be Lloyd's scene. I was like, we gotta go see Lloyd. We gotta go watch Lloyd.
For sure.
And so like they ended up not coming, but I was like very adamant about like, okay, I need to. So I'm like also it's in New York, it's September, so, and it's nighttime and it's cold. So I'm in this like panda onesie and I'm tripping balls and I'm just like watching Lloyd up on this roof.
Yeah.
And it was insane. And then, yeah, he finally got a good take. And
Nice.
everybody cheered and we're like,
Nice. That's terrifying. I mean, how old Lloyd must be, like in his 70s, right? Like
1879.
he's 79. Wow, he's
Yeah, I think
spry.
he was 70. He was 78 at the time.
Wow, that is a healthy man.
But,
Very
well,
cool.
I mean,
Well,
maybe. But
yeah.
he drinks like
Oh.
too many monsters a day.
Oh, does he really?
Doesn't eat right. I'm just like yelling at him to drink water.
Yeah, for sure.
Lloyd, your body is 70% water. You need to drink
Right.
water. You're so smart. How did you know? Like, Lloyd, I know things.
So fun. Nice. Okay, so my final question is not really related to anything. It's the bottom one on the list. I like to ask it of everybody that comes on the show. Everybody always has an entertaining answer. And you can answer any way that you want. Would you rather attend Burning Man or the Gathering of the Juggalos?
Okay, so I've never been to either.
Me either.
But the gathering is geographically closer.
Right.
So realistically, I would probably go the gathering. And also just because like Guar plays most years.
Oh, yeah.
And I want
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
you know, Fago, Fake Blood,
Yeah,
it goes
for sure.
hand in hand
Definitely.
with each other.
Definitely.
And Nick Nemeth was there this past year, and if I had not gone to something else that weekend, I forget what, I think I was in Pittsburgh or
Oh, okay.
I somewhere,
Yeah.
but I would have gone just to like, because I think, yeah, Zach Amico and Nick
Right.
Nemeth, they were there with the NWA, or not NWA.
Yeah, JCW.
No. JTW, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And I was like, oh, that would have been cool. Because, yeah, I met
sure.
him in Pittsburgh. And so I probably could have got some, like, you know, VIP action there.
Sweet. That'd be awesome. Fun fact I'm starting to share with everyone who comes on after this question. 15 people have died at Burning Man since it started, and 4 have died at the Juggalos since it started.
I do feel like I've heard the Burning Man thing just
Yeah.
because I think I watched a documentary on Netflix recently about Burning
okay,
Man and
yeah.
all the like sexual assaults and stuff that happened there. And
Oh,
the
yeah, no
people-
doubt.
whatever Burning Man police people,
Right,
like how there's like the police have had issues with them not
Yeah.
reporting stuff.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's a whole, that's a conspiracy right there.
for sure. Somebody was murdered at the last one.
Really?
A few weeks. Yeah, he was found in a pool of blood, and then I think they're still looking for the killer. I think they found the knife, and then like some guy was reported missing after Burning Man, and he's the suspect, I think. Yeah. So, damn hippies. Well,
It's crazy.
the vast majority of people have said Gathering of the Juggalos. Almost nobody who I asked that question to wants to go to Burning Man. And I don't blame
I'm
them.
just, yeah, I don't know. The aesthetic and
Yeah.
everything, like, it just in the it's in a desert that's
Right.
not
True,
necessarily
true.
appealing to me. Like,
What about the other Wasteland? Are you familiar with the one I mentioned earlier that I had confused?
No.
Oh, it's like Burning Man, but it's like post-apocalyptic. I think it's more like it's more like our style or whatever, you know, like more common people, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, you know, blue collar. I guess it's sort of like Mad Max themed rather than like
Yeah.
decadent hippie stuff. It's all about like the end of the world, I guess. And I guess it's dance music.
What's it called?
Wasteland.
It's just Wasteland.
It's called Wasteland. Yeah, it's in California, I believe. Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
it's in the desert, but okay. Well, we'll end it here. Thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, thank you. Do you want people to follow you on anything, or would you like to
Yeah,
plug?
I can, Follow me on I Cut My Elbows and basically everything Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. So
Oh,
I
okay,
Cut My
cool.
Elbows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, everybody, this has been Let's Ruin Our Lives. Please follow us on YouTube for Let's Ruin Our Lives, Mic Check, Pinky Pod, and be on the lookout for a new horror movie comedy podcast I'm starting with Antonio and Pinky, who you would know from past episodes, called Horrible Views. That's going to be coming on the way. Sorry for that shameless plug there, Jessi. Again, thank you so much for coming on. And from my heart,
No problem.
from my heart to yours, everybody, thanks for watching. Mahalo.
I know, but I'd rather be blind in heaven than sighted in hell.
Wisdom to play a simple vice and be the to live